introduce these two players quickly. Down in the lower right position, we've got the blue Zerg. From Team Dignitas, it is Tefel. And up in the top left position, his opponent as the red Protoss. From Team Axiom, it is CranK.
And yeah, as I mentioned, on this map you have lots of possibilities. The area around the third base, if you go for a Forge expand, there is going to be a very huge ramp you need to cover by your expansion with lots of buildings. The wall off is going to take a lot of time. And then you have the rocks, and there is a real possibility you might see Roach all in sometimes, especially if you play against somebody like Bly, for example. But Tefel, it's not really his style, but who knows? We might see something different here out of him, although I do think he's going to try again and take his third. Go for his usual Hydralisks into maybe Vipers on this map. We've seen them used a lot on this map.
We've seen them used actually throughout this tournament quite a lot. Some great abducts going on. And if you get the abducts well, especially if Tefel decides to go for, say, Swarm Host again, which I know that he has experimented with. I've seen some of his games where he likes going Hydra Swarm Host, for example, Swarm Host Corruptor. They can work really well, but currently, slight alteration in CranK's play, going for that Forge rather than the Nexus first, which makes sense ultimately because it's a really wide ramp.
And Tefel here is about to throw down his hatchery. Can CranK block it on the... Oh, he's not even going to bother to try and delay it. Sending his probe right into the main to get a good scout of his opponent. And you see CranK, as I said, it can be really hard to defend this ramp. You're going to be very wide open to any type of Zergling run by, whether it's with speed or not. So he played it very safe. He threw down his Forge before even scouting. And behind this, he's going to follow this up with a Nexus.
Indeed he is. So completely blindly playing at the moment. Tefel, he's only just scouting now, sees the Forge down, so knows that it was a Forge first. And that means he doesn't quite have to rush out his third hatchery as early as he did in Game 1. But this probe, seeing absolutely everything that's going on, everything to be expected, CranK doesn't have anything to worry about now.
Yeah, he's doing a bit of scouting. He needs to know whether there is a third or not. So I would suspect him to hide his probe for the moment, check again later, try to figure out where Zerg takes his third. And we have a couple links out on the map here, starting to maybe do some scouting. Don't we?
Well, he should do. He's got those. He should get those two out fairly soon. He doesn't actually have any links at the moment, so
I thought that those units going to the expansion were it's actually an Overlord and a Queen.
Yeah, just taking a nice little quick look at the Overlord. What do you think of the new skins in game? Do you like them, Todd?
Well,
you know,
I'm gonna be honest. At first, they bother me, but you get used of them.
Yeah,
you get used of them at first, and then I think it brings some how to say
fun.
Like
just a bit of fun.
Okay, not the exact word. It diversifies, you know, like then it's not always the same that you see. But some of them, like the Zealot, was a bit hard to get used to at first because it looks a bit like an hallucination.
Yeah.
But I remember one day I played with Protoss and then he rushed me with 2 Zealots, like pretty early on, and then 1 Stalker. And I was like, is it hallucination? I was like, wait a minute, he could never have 2 sentries and enough energy at this time. Then I realized, and now it really, like, it feels standard. Everybody gets used to it.
So in terms of what's going down, the Cybercore just finishing up, so we should see shortly out of CranK what he's planning. This is a good map for actually a Stargate opening. Lots of dead space around, Oracles have been used really effectively, and we haven't seen him do it yet.
Yeah.
And there it goes, Stargate.
Wow, you're so good. You just knew it. On this map, big transitions. You can expect big transition out of a Zerg. That's just how Zerg versus Protoss is in Outer Swarm. Big transitions all the time. You see Zergs opening with Hydralisks, going into Mutas, going into Infestors or Corruptors to support for those Mutas. And although Tefel has his own style, if he was to open with a couple Hydralisks, he's going to have a choice to make later on where he can go for Mutas or not, or how he's going to support those units. There is Vipers as well, which we mentioned before on this map. I think this is one of the best maps for Vipers. I'm not sure why, but maybe all of these cliffs and ledges which you can abduct from.
And you can abduct over ledges as well. And one thing you often see is literally the units go either side, so you can try and utilize some of that. The Overlord is actually quite a nice spot. And this is a really early 3rd and 4th gas out of CranK, so he's going to be pumping a lot of gas-heavy units. And he's currently just going for Phoenix as opposed to getting an Oracle out.
Yeah, I think it's definitely better. If you want to go for Oracle, you'd better proxy the Stargate, but against Zerg, they will scout it a lot of the time.
Yep.
So even if you get it as close to the Zerg base as possible, there is going to be Queens, and they counter Oracles pretty well. And to be honest, everybody started playing better right now against Oracles. Yep. Everybody's pulling Walkers. There was a time where people would just sit there and be like, well, I guess I lose 15 Walkers, but not anymore. Now everybody has nice reflexes. They're going to move their Walkers away, make sure they can defend, and then they're going to resume mining from their bases.
you missed a part of that. They sat there, lost 15 workers, then alt-tab to go and whine on Reddit. That's the part you missed from that. That's what people did. But yeah, as we see coming down here now, 5th and 6th gas for Tefel, looking all very normal. His lair coming out, he's got his roach gun. Going for a really similar build we've seen all games pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. It looks like I was dropped from the game, so...
Luckily you have an extra screen.
I have 2 extra screens, yours and the one in the middle. CranK adding a couple extra gates here. Oh, and I think an Overlord is dropping creep on one of his potential third here.
Yeah, he is.
And that's going to delay it a lot.
Yeah, it delays it by just over a minute, doesn't it? If my memory serves. So this is one of those things which is just frustrating, especially if CranK is basing a lot of his play over going for that really quick third. And when he's got a Stargate and now going straight into a Robo, he's going really tech heavy. He needs that 5th and 6th gas.
Yeah, Hydra is then going down. We have a Robobag going down as well. Could we see Viper's medals?
We could do. You really want them, don't you? You just like, it's like, I want Vipers. Can we see Vipers? I think we'll get Vipers this game.
If I was playing, I wouldn't want them because I have a really hard time against them. But yeah, I think it's an entertaining unit to watch. And yeah, we have a couple of Phoenixes here doing damage. 5 Hydralisks are in production. They're going to want to come out and try and help against these Overlords. Yeah, huge losses were taken here by the Zerg player already, but he's up to 121 supply, and he's going to be able to get a couple Hydralisks and repel this. But, oh, late Spores, and we have an engagement by the third base of the Protoss.
This third base, this is brilliant by Tefel. He identified, as soon as he saw those rocks go down, that he's attempting to make a quick third. CranK has gone as greedy as possible in tech and economy. Doesn't have much standing there, so force fields go down, but Roach is just streaming across the map.
And that's the thing against Stargates. There is always this downtime where you try to switch into Robo tech, and you're only gonna have gate units. They don't do too well against Roaches and Hydralisk or even lots of Zerglings. But now CranK, with the beautiful force fields, was able to get a really nice surface area to attack with his Zealots against those Roaches, so he basically completely destroyed them, and I'm surprised he hasn't taken down the rocks, at least to half hit points here to set up a trap, you know, the magnificent trap, man.
The magnificent trap where everyone's like, you so pro. But now, of course, that first push with just Roaches looked pretty tough to hold off, and now there's Hydras in there as well. The first Colossus is out, but there's not much energy on those sentries, just one force field for the time being. The cannon's getting focused, and this is really quite awkward for CranK.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't have enough. The Mothership Core might fall in a second here from all those
yeah, it does. It goes down, and that means no photon overcharge on that third.
Only one Colossi.
Yeah.
One lone Colossi against all of those units, and units keep streaming in. They're streaming in. Look at the minimap. Tefel here,
I think
playing really well. He might have...
I think he might do it, actually.
He's getting range for his Hydralisk. He's making a lot of Roaches. He might choose not to overcome it. And yeah, he chooses not to overcome it. He's going to pull back and take to Hive. And CranK, even if he's able to secure his third here in a second, there is a big timing that's going to be hit later on by Tefel if he chooses to wait. He might choose to, again, go for it and try to put more damage onto CranK.
Now, Todd, I don't mean to overexcite you, but a Hive's coming down, and do you know what that means?
I know.
We could be getting Vipers.
Yes, man. We're going to get them. I'll tell you right now. He's taking 4 Vipers. He does not want to get Ultras this game. Maybe. You never know, but I think it's going to be Vipers.
But he's seeing the Colossi. If he abducts them into the Roach Hydra Ball, he's got it easy now.
And you know, CranK right now, he's seeing this. He has to cut Colossi production. He should know.
Yeah.
He's still making Colossi. And look, he's throwing down the Twilight Council. So he knows he needs to go for Templars. Without feedback, it's going to be impossible for him. So he needs... I think what he's going to do is he's going to turtle. He's going to try to get enough Templar to be able to feedback. Oh, a couple of Phoenixes going down here. He has to be careful. He's maybe getting a little bit over-eager here is CranK. But yeah, as I said, he needs Templars to make sure he can feedback those Vipers. Because if those Colossi get abducted, I mean, CranK's army is going to fall very quickly.
Yep. Well, most of his army is made up of Colossi at the moment. He's only got a handful of gateway units. Knocking down those rocks now, just to give himself a bit of extra support. That third about to be re-up and running, but Tefel, he's taking his 4th base now, so he's staying a base above his opponent. Worker-wise, 72 to 64. He's in an okay spot. He's got his Hive complete, and
4 Vipers on the way.
4 Vipers are on the way.
And he's making an additional evolution chamber. I do not think that it is to upgrade, but maybe, because he made it next to the first one. I think he's just gonna want to consume as much.
He's actually consuming off the hatchery now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess he's in a pretty safe spot. It's not like we're going to see War Prism fly in there and warp in Zealots and snipe it. So for the moment, he's going to be okay. But the Templar Archives is going to finish. The timing window here is going to be so short. And Tefel is waiting for his Vipers to have charge on energy before moving across the map. Okay, finally he's going to move across the map ahead of his Vipers. The Vipers need to get in them. I think, should he go for the wall here or should he go for the third? He has a choice to make.
I reckon he needs to just punch straight up into the natural, but it looks like he's going to go for the third, to be honest. And the reason the natural will be better is it's got a wider space, it'll be harder to force field off. The Templar count is starting to increase, he's got 3 there, but to be honest, CranK does not have that much gas. And that's what's causing him the problem, because this third base is only back up and running now.
And the army supply right now, 131 for Tefel, 72 for CranK. He's going to have a lot of work ahead of him. He can actually buy a lot of time here just by throwing down preemptive force fields. He's not throwing down preemptive force fields. He chooses to take the fight immediately, not trying to catch up on supply.
Well, as we're seeing here,
we've got
the Templars are there. The Vipers having to be ever so careful. Tefel, he's seen those, he knows he's got to be a little bit cautious, but he's just posturing himself, trying to find a good angle of attack, and I think that's wise. You don't want to overcommit here, because Tefel is ahead without any doubt.
And Tefel might be afraid of storms here. I mean, he saw those Templars and he pulled back for a moment. He's keeping his Vipers out of the range of those Templars, so he does not get feedback.
Moving forward, he's going for the abducts! And there was some good feedback, but not before 2 Colossi go out. A good blinding cloud as well, but still 3 remaining. This is... Tefel can just, I think, power up.
It looks really tough right now. CranK is doing a very good job. He split a part of the army, but this small force was sniping a couple of probes, and CranK is going to be able to get rid of this small force on this left-hand side of his base. 7 more Vipers on the way. He wants to get so many Vipers that no amount of Templar will stop him, I think.
It's a good plan. It's what you've been hoping for. He heard you, Todd.
Why
he was
say
like,
that, man? I play Protoss.
He's like, I heard Todd likes Vipers, so I'm just going to make loads of them because I know he's casting my game.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 Vipers now in production.
How many Templars do we have?
We have a grand total of 1.
Oh, wow.
One Templar.
How many Vipers?
We currently have 9 Vipers.
Good luck, Templar.
Yeah,
he's
good luck.
2 more right now, but he's going to have to get Zealots, which are not going to be great against Roaches. And Hydra is scanning. He doesn't have Storm. If CranK had Storm, I mean, he could just tech switch into gate units, stop making Colossi, and storm this entire army, but he cannot get Storm right now. He doesn't have time. He's actually going to start level 2 armor upgrades and an additional Colossi. So CranK is really committing to this Colossi play here.
The one thing I would like to see actually Tefel do is look to take a 5th base. I think there's no reason he couldn't take this. Look at, he's got 4,000 minerals banked up. He's got map dominance. He could even
take a 10th base.
Yeah, he could take like all the bases and just keep remaxing and just throwing units, containing CranK, because CranK, he's already mined out at his main pretty much. His natural is, well, it's starting to get a little bit low. It's something that he's got to start thinking about. So,
how many Templars?
There was a grand total of 4 Templar.
Against 10 Vipers, but those there's actually a couple of those that don't have much energy. If CranK does some nice target firing on those that have the most energy here, he might be able to hold once again. Tefel is giving too much time to his opponents. And you know, Tefel, he might have realized that he cannot break this wall of CranK because Crank's defense was too good. So you know what he's going to do? He's going to saturate his bases, maybe take additional bases, and he's never going to let CranK take a force. He's going to wait for CranK to come down his ramp and then flank him with everything he has.
Well, he's got his Ultralisk Cavern coming out as well, and we saw a game earlier with Johnny Rico. I've gone against which Protoss he was playing, but he just did exactly this, except with Swarm Hosts. Waited until the Protoss could move out and then just started massing up tons and tons of Ultras because he had just such a big bank and so many bases.
And I think this is very clever here by Tefel. He's just gonna wait. That's all he has to do. But the fight is gonna have to go in his favor. Still no Storm, right?
Nope, Storm is still... No, it is upgraded now.
Oh yeah,
it does have Storm.
So that might be a completely different fight. Oh, Tefel is going for it.
Look at those feedbacks, really nice. Actually getting all of the energy off all but one of the Vipers. One Viper does have full energy remaining, but that was not what Tefel wanted in the slightest.
And this is going really bad for Tefel. No Storms were used just yet. CranK finally pulling back a bit, moving out of the range of this blinding cloud. Tefel is flanking him, and I don't know why CranK is pulling back. Just fight, you have enough.
Yeah, he's got so many Colossi out there. He's got 4 on the field. He's got a good number of Archons. He's got Storm as well as an availability, should he get some more High Templar with enough energy on them. And
Tefel is remaking Roaches. He needs Ultralisk behind this.
Yeah, he's got the Ultralisk Cavern as well, and he's got the money for it without any doubt.
Both players have great upgrades, by the way. CranK is about to have 3-2, I believe. He's 2-2 right now. He has the 3 attack about to finish. The Zerg player is on... actually just 2-1 for his ranged units. He's starting the level 2 melee attack, and Chitin, who's plating, is going to finish here in a second. So he can transition into Ultras if he wants to. And you know what? You know what he should do right now? He should not fight too close to his base. Tefel, that is. He needs to fight on CranK's side of the map, because then he will have enough time to remax what's behind this. And we have a mostly Colossi plus Stalker army. Those are really bad units against Ultras.
Exactly.
We did see Censor try to go for this earlier. He did not attack early enough, and I think Tefel is going to do exactly what I just said here.
Well, there's some more great feedback, but a couple of Vipers do have enough energy. The Abduct goes down, but not managing to actually get them in range there. Finally, a couple of Colossi will get sniped off. Only 3 remaining. for the time being. The Viper's going to have to pull back, and Tefel can take these trades because ultimately he's keeping his opponent well contained. Unfortunately, CranK has got this fourth, which is not ideal for Tefel.
That wasn't the plan out of Tefel, so he's going to get a couple ultras, but only 2 right now.
Yeah, well, he's supply blocked. He's, well, maxed. Not supply blocked, he's just maxed out.
He's supply blocked by being maxed.
Yeah, a good way to be supply blocked.
Yeah, definitely. And Tefel right now, he needs to move back his overlords. He's going to lose a lot of those. I mean, I know he's rich, but you never want to throw away money for free. And 2 ultras are going to enter the field here in a second, but 2 ultras is not really enough against this army. He needs maybe a couple infestors to help Fungal as well. Yep. He doesn't have corruptors, does he? What's his composition? Right?
He doesn't have any. Nope, he just has these Vipers, Roaches, and Hydras, and a handful of Zerglings just for good measure. But the other thing Tefel hasn't really done this game is he hasn't taken any additional expansions. He's been sitting on these 4 bases for ages.
CranK never had Blink so far in this game. He's researching it now. He's getting a Dark Shrine. And
he did this earlier though as well. He forgot to upgrade extended thermal arms.
And you're totally right. Tefel is not taking enough bases. I mean, if you have 9,000, you might as well make a couple extra hatcheries, man. What are you saving for? A car or something?
What do you want? Like, you just want a trust fund? Or you like wait for your retirement? Just like make sure I've got some minerals there. He could have, especially when he was containing CranK on 3 bases, he could have literally taken the 4th, which he's now doing, as I see he's highlighting it there. But he could also double expand a lot early in this, take the base up at the 12 o'clock position. He could have taken all of those a good 5-6 minutes ago. But we've got a big engagement coming in now. The Vipers are going to try and go for it. They're getting a couple of abducts, but for the moment CranK being forced back, and CranK, he's starting to build up a bank of his own.
Oh, and Tefel is going to find himself stuck between the Protoss army and a big time warp. Actually, this Ultra tanked for quite some time. I told you, man, Ultras are not very good against Stalkers, but Stalkers do take most of this army down. Blink has already finished. Behind this, look, CranK is making only... He's made a big warp of Stalkers and he's making Colossi. So right now, he's going to look to send a couple of DTs inside of Tefel's base. But if Tefel remaxes on Ultras, which is exactly what he's doing, and gets a big flank on this army, he might be able to take it down.
Yep, the Viper count is a lot lower though. He's only got 3 Vipers out, which have been feedback very, very well, but there's no more High Templar on the field. So he can't get any more feedback. So those Vipers are going to be able to get the abducts off as long as they consume enough energy by then the Ultras. One Brave Ultra. Just like, no, come back Ultra, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Come back home. And CranK right now, he might realize that he's going to face a heavily Ultra-composed army. And look, he immediately switches into Immortal, but I mean, he's already got so many Colossi and Stalkers that his army right now, he pretty much has to kill it himself if he wants to be cost effective against this army of Tefel. And a couple DTs here are going to enter the action, and as Tefel realizes that, we should see a couple Spine and Spore being added onto each and every one of his bases.
Yeah, we do have 1 DT starting to chip away at the 5th base of Tefel as well. And that just means that he's denying expansions. And CranK actually taking his own 5th. But here we go. Engagement coming down. Some good abducts there. The Colossi straight away in this composition. Some Blinding Clouds trying to go down on the Stalkers, just preventing them from being able to engage. But this army is actually doing okay. Tefel remaxing though. He's getting 9 more Ultralisks out. And this is all he needs to do. He's got so much money. He's just got to throw units basically at CranK and kill as much as he can.
The thing is, CranK's upgrades were too good this game. He's already 3-3, he's getting shields right now, whereas Tefel, he was missing the level 3 melee attack upgrade.
Yep.
As a couple Zealots here, we start trying to take down this basically newest base of Tefel. CranK is actually getting a big economy out of all of his bases. He's going to start adding on a 5th. It has already finished. He's going to transfer Probe there. Economy-wise, he's doing very well.
I think CranK is really coming back into this, and it's what we saw in game 1 as well. Tefel looked like he was going to be, he had it really, really easy, he was miles ahead, and then CranK just started the Zealot harassment, he started expanding where he could, and like this bottom base here as well, that got taken out by a DT. Yeah. All of these little things are just stopping Tefel from being able to get ahead, and look at that bank, it's gone.
Tefel had 9,000 minerals, he spent all of it, and right now he's maxed against the 150 supply CranK. Tefel has to do damage. He's going to try to take down this base on the bottom left-hand side, but CranK is something to defend right now.
Yep, but the Ultras, they're staying back for the time being. He's ready to try and surround CranK's army, and Tefel, this could be a good move if he can actually get the pincer movement, but
he needs to flank the army from 2 sides. With Ultras, you can't attack in a clumped area. They will just block each other and die slowly. But oh, there's so many Ultras. I just don't see CranK winning this, but somehow he's been able to stay in his base so far.
16 Ultras are out. 1 Immortal getting caught out of position there, but in come the Ultras. And just as you said, they're too big, they block each other. They need to attack from multiple angles. A couple of Storms are trying to hit, but it looks like Tefel just has too much stuff.
And Ultras are chewing away at the Stalkers right now. CranK is going to start pulling back, but those Ultras are going to be able to chase for the time being. Tefel behind this, he's remaxing very quickly. 3 more Ultras, 12 Zerglings, Adrenal Glands, level 3 melee attacks.
Everything coming together now. CranK under 100 supply, and that's really the moment that you know you're in a lot of problems. Tefel, he's still got some money, and I think CranK is in serious problems. The fourth base has been pretty much completely cleaned out of probes. One DT managing to stop a lot, but so many ultras sit out. 12 there, 2 more about to pop. Tefel, he's done enough damage now, I think, to really solidify his position. CranK down to just 57 supply to 163 of Tefel.
And I think that DT, he has like 3 DTs and a couple Zealots left. This is not going to do much, obviously. Tefel, I like the way he played this. He could have definitely done better with the macro, but just remaxing on Ultra and attacking at the timings he did was just so smart. His decision making in this game was great, in my opinion. As far as fights and engagements go, he never really took a bad engagement. Like, he took the one where CranK held by his expansion, but I mean, a lot of people would have taken it. I was even saying he should go for it.
This tech switch into Ultra was just, as you said, absolutely really, really solid. CranK, even though he's still in this game, he's in so much problems because he's lost his 5th base. He's now mining only off of 2, and his 3rd is actually getting really pretty low. But Tefel, it's been the story of this game. He's stayed on these 4 bases. He's had for now the last about 20 minutes or so.
Tefel's got mules or something, man.
Yeah, he's got mules somewhere.
And we have a DT trying to take down the Spore here, in which case there will be no detection left for the Zerg player to defend against the lone Dark Templar trying to slice away an entire base and all of its drones. Tefel should remake a Spore, send an Overseer over there, but Ultras are going to block each other here. They're clumped by the expansion of CranK, and DTs are chasing them. We have Overseers.
So the Overseers are coming in. The 4th base has been taken out as well. The Dark Shrine is starting to get worked down on, and
Tefel has to be careful.
Yeah,
he's losing Ultra slowly here.
He can't just afford to throw these units away.
Yeah. He's not rich anymore.
No, he's not rich.
He's broke.
He went through a financial crisis.
Yes, definitely. And Tefel, you should just try to secure bases and make sure CranK does not take bases. But CranK has been doing a very good job of sending in DTs, but CranK has no money left.
Yeah,
he has nearly no money in his natural. He has no money in his natural expansion. His 3rd base has close to no minerals as well. He's going to be completely broke in a second here. Whereas Tefel, he can secure the 12 o'clock base. Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. Actually, the 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, CranK, ultimately, I just did a quick little look at these mineral patches. He has what is about 1,000 minerals remaining from his mining bases. If he doesn't expand soon, there's just no way it's going to work. The Zealots trying to go head-to-head to these Ultras, but a good actual attack arc there. And this is got to be a CranK now down to just 40 supply. It was a last-ditch effort, and it looks like there's going to be a GG.
It wasn't a bad concave out of CranK here, but I mean, so many Ultras does not have nearly enough Immortals or Archons to deal with this, and